business owners use legitimate tools like passive investments to save for things like the future growth and expansion of their operations. And they also use it as a rainy day fund to get them through when times are tough. Now the Liberals want to tax these savings at a rate of up to 73%. So a simple question, when it comes to these increased taxes on passive investments, in the long run, can the Prime Minister tell us exactly how much more revenue the government will collect?
That's right.
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we have a system that we inherited from the Conservatives that allows wealthy Canadians to use private corporations as a way of paying lower tax rates than middle-class Canadians. We don't think that's fair. When it comes to passive investments, it's actually interesting, Mr. Speaker, that 2%, the top 2% of private corporations hold 80% of all the passive income in this country. That's wealthy Canadians that we want to make sure pay their fair share in taxes. That's what all Canadians want, Mr. Speaker. That's what we're delivering on.
Order. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
So, Mr. Speaker, that seems to be a no. He can't tell us exactly how much the government will collect. And what we do know is that when they raised taxes, even on the 1%, that they ended up collecting less revenue. Department officials show that. So what we're learning is that this Liberal government is so incompetent that they can't even raise taxes properly. And a new report confirms that 81% of middle-class families are paying more in taxes under the Liberals. But he admits that his new changes won't touch his own family fortune. So why does it always seem that the Prime Minister's plans are designed to hurt everybody but himself?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, interesting that new report completely overlooked the Canada Child Benefit. We are giving 9 out of 10 Canadian families more money every single month with the high costs of raising their kids. And the way we're doing that is not sending it to wealthy families like the Leader of the Opposition's or mine. We are giving it to the families who need the help. And the way we're doing that is actually having an impact on Canadians right across the country as we're reducing child poverty by 40% in this country. That's what this government sees as important. That's what this government's going to continue to do.
Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
He doesn't seem to need the child tax benefit, but he sure doesn't mind taking taxpayers' money for government-funded nannies. And you know, with these increased tax hikes, the average family is now paying close to $1,000 more every year in taxes. That's money that should be going to pay for things like bus passes, hockey practice, and swimming lessons, not new taxes. But the Prime Minister is always out there looking for more because he has a spending problem. And the first step is always to admit that you have a problem. So will the Prime Minister admit that he has a problem and abandon these unfair tax rates?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the very first thing we did in government was lower taxes for the middle class and raise them on the wealthiest 1%, with that party voted against. The next thing we did was bring in a Canada Child Benefit that gives more money to 9 out of 10 Canadian families with the high cost of raising their kids. But only 9 out of 10 Canadian families because the wealthiest families no longer receive Canada Child Benefits, unlike what the Conservative government previously did. We know the best way to help this country grow is to help those who need it, not those who don't.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Just his wealthy family gets support from taxpayers for looking after his kids. But the Prime Minister's tax increases are going to hurt middle-class Canadians who are trying to run their business, and their staff are worried, facing with reduced hours and an increased chance of layoffs. Now, he either doesn't care or he's completely oblivious to the impact of his policies, except he's quite sure that these new rules won't affect his own family fortune. So why won't the Prime Minister give the same protection to middle-class Canadians that his family trust enjoys?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we need a system that is fair for everyone. The current system encourages wealthy families to actually use private corporations to pay a lower tax rate than middle-class Canadians. That's not fair. Canadians elected us to fix it, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're doing it because it's both the right thing to do and it's the smart thing to do. from lowering taxes on the middle class and raising them on the wealthiest 1% to delivering a Canada Child benefit, we've created opportunity and economic growth for the middle class across this country after 10 years of failures from